Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Builder, back with another episode of the Builder Destroy podcast. And on this episode, we're gonna get into something real cool. Um, Entry level knowledge. Now, basically, I'm hearing a lot of people talk about, you know,
When we
when we
get
get
into the
into the
stock
stock
game,
game,
like how
like
do
how
you
do you
find all
find
of
all
this
of this
stuff?
stuff?
Like how
Like
do you
how do you
find all
find all
these
these
resources,
resources?
all of
All of
these
these
reading
reading
materials and
materials and
things of
things of
that
that
nature?
nature.
You
You
know what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying?
Like
Like
they
they
don't
don't
really
really
know
know
what's
what's
the
the
first
first
thing to
thing to
like
like
start
start
looking
looking
for.
for.
Like
Like
they don't
they don't
really
really
know.
know.
Like
Like
they
they're
kind
kind
of
of confused, right? Like they're really out of it. They don't really know what to really look at first. They know they got some money. They know they want to work with some stuff, but they really have a hard time like figuring out like exactly what to look for first. You know what I'm saying? They just really don't know where to go. So my advice always is like, the top three things that you need to like be aware of, when you get into the game, especially like with the OTC, especially
number one
number one
resource,
resource,
number two
number two
resource, number
resource,
three
number three
resource to
resource
look
to
at.
look at.
You have a
You
lot
have a
of
lot of
people
people
that
that
come and
come and
ask
ask
me,
me,
and
and
they ask
they ask
around.
around.
They
They
search
search
Twitter, they
Twitter,
look
they
at
look at
iHub, they
iHub,
look
they
at
look at
Reddit,
Reddit, they look at all of these sources, right? Nasdaq.com,
all
all
these
these
places.
places.
But they
But they
don't
don't
really
really
know
know
what they're
what they're
looking
looking
at.
at.
They
They
have
have
money.
money.
They
They
might
might
even
even
know
know
exactly
exactly
what
what
company
company
they
they
want
want
to
to
invest
invest
in,
in,
but
but
they
they
have
have
no
no
clue.
clue as far as like, how to read a filing or what certain terminology. It's like a lot of lingo, a lot of terminology that a lot of people just aren't aware of. They don't know what it means. Like they don't really have a deeper understanding of what they're doing. Like this game takes like years to really like get into the groove and like figure out like what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just throw money into a slot machine and then it spits out money. Maybe in like a hyper bullish market like the one we just exited in 2020, that was like a that was considered like a Franken bull market, right? For anybody that don't know, it was basically like a super bullish market where everything was green because the Federal Reserve was pumping trillions of dollars into the market from the COVID dip. If you look at when COVID first kicked off, it dipped in March. But then the Fed came in and then it shot up like a rocket. It was a V-shaped recovery, right? It was a V-shaped recovery because it went down this way and then the Fed made it go up another way. So they called it a V-shaped recovery. But all it was the Fed taking money and pushing it into the market every single day. Like it was a lot of liquidity. So like shit companies was running, even shit on the big board, everything was overvalued. Like, and that's the key word. Everything was overvalued. So it basically made it easy for like shit to run. A lot of stuff was green. A lot of people made a lot of money, man, because it was just like unlimited liquidity. Like they were literally feeding the market money every single day. Like imagine like people had an unlimited amount of money to like invest every day, and they were like buying stock every single day, thousands of dollars, millions of dollars worth of stocks every day.
If
If
you
you
bought
bought
something
something
at the
at the
bottom,
bottom,
then
then
yeah,
yeah, and you held it, it would go up. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that was way overvalued went up. Like it, and that's just another way that the market can do. In a bull market, a lot of shit runs that under normal circumstances wouldn't really run that hard. You know what I'm saying? Whereas now we're in a bear market, which is actually a pretty cool situation to be in, if you ask me, because this is the time where you actually can like learn and take your time and figure a lot of things out that you normally wouldn't be able to figure out under normal circumstances because the market isn't
dealing with
dealing
all
with
these
all these
wild
wild
swings
swings
and
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 and,
and violent
violent
movements
movements
and
in
stock
stock
price.
price.
Like you
Like
can
you can
actually
actually
scale
scale
in
in
very
very
easy,
easily,
slowly,
slowly,
methodically.
methodically. You can figure a lot of stuff out like right now during
a
a
time like this,
right?
Where under
Where
normal
under normal
circumstances, you would have to like
think quick on your feet, and you would have to make like a critical choice. Like, okay, do I go with this stock or do I go with that stock? You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas now, like you can have a nice watch list, and you can trim that watch list as needed. Like, okay, this stock isn't really going to do anything for a few years. I'll keep an eye on it, or I might have a starter position and scale in little by little, because I don't see this growing for another 2 to 5 years. Whereas like this right here, this is being talked about like right now.
You know, this is like at the
forefront
of the
of the
investment
investment
space
space
right now, and
I need to like really get on it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to really be hyper focused. You know what I'm saying? Like ultra focused on this stuff. So we're gonna get into it, man. So let's do it. Now, a lot of people, like I said, will hit me up, will DM me, email me, call me. Like, I got family members that call me up. Hey man, I got $10,000, man. What's to get stock about? First of all, I'm not a financial investor. Everything I say on this platform is strictly opinionated. It's opinion based. Like I said, if you want to go talk to one of the dudes that got the degree in finance, you know, even though, you know, and they're licensed, you know what I'm saying? I know people that have a driver's license and can't drive for shit, but like I said, that's another video for another day. Like I said, there are licensed so-called professionals out there that will gladly take your money every month and manage your money for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to actually learn, it's going to take some time. It's like school. You know what I'm saying? Like every day though, like you have to, if you want to, however much money you want is going to be predicated upon how much time and effort you put in. Just like anything. You want to get in shape, one push-up not going to do it. 10 push-ups not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be hundreds and thousands of push-ups over a long span of time. You're going to have to run every day. You're going to have to eat right. It's a lot of shit you got to do to get a certain result. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to do whatever in life, like you got to put in the effort. So that's what this video is really about. It's about the people that want to get into the game, which is, this is a good time because everything's slow and it's bottoming out right now. Everything is really low right now. A lot of good entry points on companies that, you know, under other circumstances would have been higher. So let's get into it. But one of the resources, right, that a lot of people need to be aware of when they get into like the small cap space, for example, is OTCmarkets.com. OTCmarkets.com is a very straightforward, it's like, look at it like a library for like everything OTC, over the counter market, you know what I'm saying? Penny stocks, you know what I'm saying? Startups. Like when you think of OTC, that's what I need you to realize. It's startups. These are entry level, bottom of the barrel companies. Startups. Companies that haven't really proven themselves to like the bigger arena yet. Like NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, like where the big money is, the bankers, like the institutional investors, the angel investors, like the billionaires. Like they haven't really caught the eye of these people yet. They cater to retail. This space is known as the Wild West because it caters to like retail. And according to a lot of Wall Street analysts and hedge fund managers and all that, like this is where retail plays. This is where like regular people with like, you know, regular jobs or even high paying jobs, but they're not like super wealthy. They're not like super billionaires. Like a lot of people that might have a couple 10,000, 20,000, or even 100,000 to play with will come to the OTC because you can get a lot of percentage gains, higher percentage gains on your capital. Whereas like on the big boards, that shit is so regulated and everything follows a certain criteria that you have to either wait for something to break out or like something significant in the market has to happen to generate a stock or a security moving in a certain direction. You know what I'm saying? Like it's in my opinion, it's like super, when I say regulate, it's like super manipulated. So it's like
Shit's not gonna run unless they want it to run. It's not gonna move unless they want it to move. OTC is somewhat the same, but you know what I've experienced is that you can have a lot of like wild swings in OTC. Yeah, shit can drop like a hammer too, but it could explode to the upside hundreds of thousands of percent. And you know, a lot of people like that because it's like, well, shit, I can turn $100 into $10,000. I can turn $10,000 into 100,000. I can turn $10,000 into $1,000,000, like inside of 12 months, 6 to 12 months. You know, depending on what the stock is or whatever. So it's pretty cool. But I noticed a lot of people aren't even aware of like the resources that are in front of them. Like you know, they ask me like, yo, where's a good place to go to research stock? And I'm like, OTCmarket.com. And they're like, I didn't ever knew that existed. Like, it's a lot of people that aren't even aware of the website. You know what I'm saying? They're not even aware of it. So we're going to get into it today. I'm going to give you a few examples of like just some of the things that you can find on there. Any security that I mentioned, I will disclose if I hold a position or not. If I don't, I don't. If I do, I do. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm not promoting any stock. I'm not telling you what to buy. Always do your own due diligence. And we just gonna rock out like that. So let's get into it. Now, I got OTCmarkets.com pulled up right here on Google. This is basically your one-stop shop to find, you know, any and everything dealing with that, you know, the OTC company that you want to be involved in. You know what I'm saying? You can find a lot of good information on here, and it's in one convenient spot. So like, I don't know how you can really be mad at that. Basically, like in OTC, it's an over-the-counter market, a decentralized market. So look at it almost like crypto for securities, for stock. You know what I'm saying? Look at it like crypto, like, but it's stock, but it's decentralized. Like, it's the Wild West. You know what I'm saying? It's what crypto was before crypto was a thing, but it's with stock. You know what I'm saying? Because these are all like I said, new companies, emerging markets, things of that nature. Like, it's a decentralized marketplace in which market participants, you know, traders, trade stocks, commodities, and currencies or other instruments directly between two parties and without a central exchange or broker. Like, it's literally like it's like really direct. You know, it's a direct, you know, system. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. Now, when people ask me like, well, what's the OTC? You know, and I'm like, yeah, it's an over-the-counter, you know, Wild West type of situation. You know, now when you look on here, right, you will have, you know, you got your market activity, and you can check out the current market, the closing summary. I mean, they have it's a resource hub. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. I'm not going over all this today, but like, it's a place, it's a library, it's a place for you to go to really like learn about the market, to learn about the market that you're potentially playing in. You know, this isn't just take $100, put it in a slot machine, and then it gives me $1 million back. No, you have to really understand what the hell you're looking at. Understand, like these companies. You know what I'm saying? Really understand what you're dealing with. Okay. So let's just say you want to search. You have a company in mind. So I'm just going to throw out a company, right? Like right now, I'm in a company called Strike Force, right? SFOR. So Strike Force, it's a QB company, it's an OTC QB company, which is a higher tier of the OTC. Like you have the gray market, which is basically fucked up companies that have messed up filings, and they have either like something's fucked up with their paperwork. So like
they're literally on what's called the gray market. You know, they're untradeable. In a lot of cases, they're untradeable. Then you have pink limited, right? Pink limited is like companies that, you know, have limited filings. Like they have their shit together for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's look at it. Let me just search for it right quick. I don't know why I'm talking about it. Right. So here we go. So pink limited information marketeers. These are, you know what I'm saying? It gives you like all this shit right here. It gives you everything. Like it breaks it all down for you. Like so, pink limited. Information marketeers includes companies that OTC market groups determine meet the minimum requirements. So it basically meets the minimum requirements, financial statements, you know, reporting, stuff like that. But it's limited. So like they put a yield sign on it because it's almost like it's in the starting block. It's like it hasn't really. It either was current at one point and then they either missed their filing date. Something was filed incorrectly. It's all dealing with paperwork issues. You know what I'm saying? So like if something's pink limited, it's not. It doesn't mean that the company is bad. It doesn't mean something's wrong with the company. It just means that something might have went wrong with paperwork. They might have filed something late, turned something in too late. You know, misspelled something. CEO's name was wrong. Something happened. You know, to where like they got to get their paperwork straight. So I just wanted to throw that out there, you know what I'm saying? And you can search, like I said, I just hit the search bar and it literally gave me all the information, you know what I'm saying? So if you were to come across a company that was like pink limited, you could just type that in there. So I'm looking at an OTC QB company right now. And I can do the same thing. You know, for the OTC QB. And then it gives me the whole breakdown. You know, OTCQB, it's a venture market. It's for entrepreneurial and development stage U.S. and international companies. So it's companies that are starting. They're starting to move and groove. They're starting to get their shit together. You know what I'm saying? And they went beyond limited, beyond current. Because current is basically like bare minimums. Like, okay, we're here, everybody. We're doing our thing. We're filing our paperwork. We're doing all the shit right. And now it's like OTCQB. You know, you pay a fee every month to be listed. You get real time quotes and all that stuff. And it's mainly to show like, okay, we're trying to, you know, show a little bit more visibility. We're trying to get some institutional investors on board. We're trying to show how serious we really are. And that's basically one tier under the OTCQX. Now, ironically, the OTCQX is basically the tier that's right under NASDAQ. If you know what I'm saying, if you had to break down the OTC, you would have gray market, pink limited, pink current, OTCQB, OTCQX, and then everything else after that is like major league stuff. So like OTCQX would be like AAA baseball. You know, right before you go to the pros, and then QB would be like AA. You know what I'm saying? Like, if just to break it down in simple terminology for any sports fans out there, people that follow baseball or anything like that. It's like like QB and QX would be like, you know, QX would be like D1 college. And QB would be like a D1 college or a D2 college, depending on the team or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like how I look at the stuff, if you want to break it down in simple terminology. But I'm digressing. I just wanted to show you some things that you can search. But back to the company. So let's say I'm in the search for like a cybersecurity company, right? And and this is just I have a position in this company, so just full disclosure. I'm not promoting it. I'm just showing you, like, if I was an entry level person and I found this company based on cybersecurity and blockchain and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, I got a few dollars, whatever. It's only 2.5 cents. You know, hey, it's cheap. Let me find out about it. You know what I'm saying? I would basically search it on here. It is an OTC company. Has a transfer agent that's verified. Has independent directors on the board.
And basically, it just means that the company's board of directors include at least 2 independent directors. Then you can hover over this. Transfer agent has been verified to verify its outstanding shares directly to the market. So it's a disclosure mechanism for you to know that, hey, they are legit. They are disclosing the right things that they're supposed to be disclosing. We can search all of that. So I would go to like the company's profile first. And I would look here, make sure that they got an address, which they do. They got a website, they got a phone number, email address for info. You can check out this for like investor relations, ask the company questions, things of that nature. They got the full company description here. Tells you about it. Strikeforce Technology provides a suite of online products that help prevent cyber theft and data breaches by protecting customers, employees, partners in real time. But like I said, I'm into cybersecurity, right? So when I think cybersecurity and cybercrime is going to be like a big thing in the next 2 to 5 years. This is just how I'm thinking, right? And I want to get in on the ground floor because it's not a lot of people talking about cybersecurity. Not like that. It's a known. People know identity theft exists. People know accounts get hacked, crypto exchanges get hacked, wallets get hacked. Like, they know all of this shit happens, but like, it's not in the forefront of people's minds. Not yet, because the market demand isn't really like there yet to where people are like begging for product and begging for, I want to get in before the market starts like fiending for it and begging for it. Like, I want to be there before the party starts. So like, I try to find companies like this, and a lot of people might shit on it because it's like, oh, it's only 2.5 cents, and it's like, yeah, you want to spend 2.5 cents per share, or do you want to spend $249 per share? Yeah, it sounds like, I know people try to equate high price with like high value. That ain't always the case. Like, sometimes you gotta be able to see the value in something when it's dirt fucking cheap. And that's like my philosophy. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but that's just my philosophy. Now you come down here, financial reporting, right? You can check out the reporting status. They're a U.S. reporting company. They report to the SEC. And right here, boom, they are audited. Their financials are audited, so like they putting up that coin to get all of their shit how they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it. They're pretty strong. You know what I'm saying? Goes over some of the company's officers, the CEO, COO, the CTO, CFO. It gives the security council. It gives the independent board directors right here, and then you can deep dive all of these people. Like, their names are right here. So I would, for example, like literally just highlight this person's name, and then literally I could go to LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? Let me open up one. This is how I do it. You know what I'm saying? This is how a lot of people that do like due diligence do it. But just to be honest, like, it's very tedious. Let me see. Man, so they joined the Strikeforce in 2002. Yep. Co-founded Net Labs. So you can narrow all of that down, right? Go back to LinkedIn, and then you can literally find this person. Now, I'm not logged in right now, but I'm just giving you an example. Like, this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at all of this stuff. And it gives a brief description of the person, all of that stuff. Like
this is how you build your due diligence. You find out about who's involved with the company, like what do they do, who's involved, like what's their background, how strong are they, like what does the company have going on, you know what I'm saying? And then you can come over here to security details. I'm gonna start picking it up just to go a little bit faster, but you can check out the market cap on OTCmarkets.com. You can check out the authorized shares. You can check out the outstanding shares. Right now, they only got, so they have a little bit over 1 billion shares outstanding as of June 3rd. So this has been recently updated. So this is only like a few days ago. So let's just call that 1 billion shares outstanding. But they have 58 million shares restricted, which is if you minus that or subtract that from the outstanding, this is what your float really is right here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is basically what your float is. And then you have, so many held at DTC, but like I would go off of this. Like this is just me. Like, because how I figure out the float, you take the outstanding shares minus any restricted shares, and then that usually is like a pretty safe number to go off of. So they have under 1 billion shares outstanding, pretty much, like according to the math. And you can check out the transfer agent, who the transfer agent is, who any beneficial shareholders are of note. You can check out if they did any reverse splits, what year that happened. You can check out the short interest, see if they got dividends. They haven't issued a dividend. They have a news tab right here. Boom, open that up. You can literally search everything that the company has put out on official press. Hit the more button. It gives you more. You can roll it all the way back. This is what you do when you're doing like deep due diligence. Like, find out what the hell the company is doing. Like, look at this. Like, you can go all the way back. I'm still going. I'm in 2021 now. Bam, I'm still going. Look at all this stuff. And I know a lot of people will say, well, damn, like they've been doing all this stuff. They got all this news out. Like, why is it, this price or whatever? Like I said, if the market isn't really hot, it's not in demand. And it's over 12,000 companies. 12,000. And how many people are really that tedious and being specific about what they buy? They just buying it because it's cheap, or they buying it because like it had like 2 or 3 green days in a row, and they think that if I buy it here, it's gonna go up another 10 days straight, and then I could retire and call myself a stock god and all that shit. No, like look for diamonds in the rough. Like look for things that might look ugly right now, or they might not be as appealing, but like that's the shit that's really gonna blow. Like when it comes down to it, that's the stuff that really like is gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? In years to come, when like people are like, oh man, my phone got hacked, or my crypto wallet got hacked, or whatever. Like it's a lot of people that are gonna want to know what companies are working on solutions for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just amazing. So like back in like February, for example, it says new crypto software company licenses Strikeforce mobile and authentication technologies to protect wallet transactions. Now, how many people in crypto, have heard headlines or seen headlines where people's wallets have got hacked, or crypto exchange, wallets have got hacked and stuff like that. They got their NFTs stolen, they got their crypto wiped out. This company actually is like working on cybersecurity, blockchain-based cybersecurity measures. So like I'm looking at stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like, and I'm into crypto, so like a lot of people this goes over a lot of people's heads. Like they're like, man, is it making me money right now? Is it making me money right now? It's like, no, it probably not gonna make you no money right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's only 2.5 cents, bro. Like, you know how big of a position you can build before it actually does go blow up, before it actually does blow up.
And just to give you some other perspective, so like a lot of people will say, "Well, damn man, like it's only 2.5 cents. Like it's garbage." Let me show you. This is another website you should look into. Fintel.io, right? And when it comes to Fintel's cool. Fintel's pretty dope because Fintel is the leading equity research platform designed to help data-driven investors make better investment decisions. Right? They provide and track over 30,000 funds and over 63,000 securities traded worldwide. So like you can literally go on here and I can search the company that I was just looking at on OTC, right? Find it, and I'm looking for institutional. I want to see the institutional investors. So I'll come here. Institutional ownership, and this is like, remember I told you when you on the QB, you're at like a D1, D2 college level. So like these are companies that a lot of people might be interested in. They might want to have a position in or whatever. Maybe. In this case, they don't really have any institutional investors right now. But this is just an example. Like I'm giving you an example. You can check filings on here. See, I can just come here and I got all the filings. I got all the financial filings, like the last filing that dropped, the 8Ks, the 10Ks, any attorney letters, S1 filings. Like these are all the filings that they have to file with the SEC. Like you can literally come on here. It's another resource that you can use for filings. You know what I'm saying? Like you can look at financials, you can look, all that stuff is on here. These are all resources at your fingertips, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to like this OTC stuff, right? A lot of people they get lost in the sauce. And like I said, I come here, I'm still on the website. I can look at financials. I can look at the balance sheet, see how much money they made, see how much money they lost. I can go to disclosures. You know what I'm saying? And boom, I got all the filings right here. Make sure their OTC certifications up to date. All that. I can look at filings right here. Like they're legit. So like all this stuff is like at your fingertips. I'm just trying to get you to understand. Like this is just one resource. A lot of people don't even know where to go. Like they're just like kind of using Twitter and Reddit and all these iHub and all. They're depending on other people to like tell them what's what, when you can literally, you have $1,000 phone in your pocket. You have an iPhone that's worth a band or more, but you don't even want to do a simple internet search. I'm not shitting on nobody either. I was once there. I used to be there where like I was lazy way back in the day, before like I hit my head and like lost money, and I was like, never again. I want to make sure I know what the hell I'm doing. So just to speak on that alone, just you gotta really be a student. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what the fuck you're doing. But OTCmarkets.com is an excellent resource. Another excellent resource is Investopedia. Just like the name suggests, it's an encyclopedia for everything like finance, right? So like I can go to the website. Let me show you the website right quick. I got it pull up. So, and it has articles, things of that nature. Now you can literally just come here. They have an academy. They have advisors, simulator. Like they have a lot of cool shit on here too, man. It's investment courses, how to become a day trader, investing for beginners, trading for beginners, technical analysis. Like that's what it is. Like you can literally be self-taught and teach yourself. I used to use this a lot. I still do for information. So like I had somebody ask me like as far as like technical stuff, like this terminology. A lot of people
they
they
want to
want to
understand the
understand the
terminology.
terminology because like you tell them, like a lot of technical analysis people will like put a screenshot of something and they'll like give a breakdown, and that might be an excellent breakdown if you know what the fuck you if you can hear it, if you know the language, then yeah, you will get it. But if you don't know what the hell this person is talking about, and they're like, yeah, the 50 just crossed the 200, and it formed a bullish. We have a bullish doji, you know, and it's like, bro, like average person that's getting off of work, they don't know what the fuck you talking about, man. So I'm trying to encourage people, man, to like use resources like this, like, you know what I'm saying. And let's just say candles. You just type in candles because like stocks have candles, right? Those green and red candles you see that stacked up next to each other, those are candles. So like you can literally look up everything related to candles. Like look at this. Like all of these are all like articles and resources that you can read in your spare time and find out. So like if like a person on Twitter says, "Oh, bullish candle," okay, search it. Bullish candle right here. Bullish engulfing candle in the uptrend. Bullish engulfing pattern definition. Using bullish candlesticks to buy stocks. Bullish abandoned baby definition. Like it's look at this. Bullish homing pigeon definition. Like it's a lot of stuff. So let's just go here. I'll just say bullish engulfing candle pattern definition. And boom, I get an article. And it's a fairly recent article too from last year. Like it breaks down what's a bullish candle or engulfing candle, like what's the pattern. It gives you a frame of reference, you know, what it might look like. You know, gives you a summary, key takeaways. And this is a pretty dense article. Like talks about the reversals, limitations. Like I mean, you can literally just be a student in this shit and like slowly learn on your own. Do some paper trading. If you have Webull or something like that, I got a link below in my description, by the way. But if you like I use Webull for options and things like that. But Webull offers paper trading. For anybody that don't know, paper trading is like simulated trading, where like you don't have to put none of your own money up. This is like strictly for students, strictly for people that I don't want to blow my money, or
It's a scam,
or stock market is nothing but gambling. Okay, well, how about you play it like a video game and actually find out whether you would even be good at it or not before you put money in. That's what paper trading was invented for you to literally play it like a simulation and see if you actually can pick up on this shit good enough to where like you won't lose your ass and lose all your money. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was invented for. Okay, so like don't shit on it before you try it. Is all I'm saying.
And you know, like I said,
Fintel, Investopedia, OTCmarkets.com.
I mean, everything. They have all the resources, man.
FINRA. That's another resource to get into. You know, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. Like, and check it out. Boom! It's on Investopedia too. Like, if you want to know what FINRA is, boom, right there. There's an article on what FINRA is. FINRA is a regulatory authority. It's an independent, non-governmental organization that writes and enforces rules governing registered brokers and broker-dealer firms in the United States. Like bro, you got all the resources at your fingertips. You know what I'm saying? You want to know what something is? Search it. You want to know what it is? Literally just search it and read about it. Stop taking people's words for it, because all these new people coming in the game, getting their asses handed and then trying to blame people online. That ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's far from cool, man. Like, because honestly, the person looking at you crazy because it's like, well, at the end of the day, like, you got your own mind, you got your own money. Like, this is your money, right? Like, so like treat it like that. You know, be a student.
I just wanted to touch on this real quick, man. Nothing crazy. I'm not trying to browbeat nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to show you some things, put you up on some game, throw you some resources, because it's real out here. And like when the bear market finally turned bullish, my goal is to not have so many people bitching. It's always gonna be people bitching, but like people that follow me.
Like I'd rather
them be like, damn, man, like actually like start studying, actually like know what I'm talking about,
actually
understand the terminology,
actually
understand
what the
what
hell
the hell I'm looking at, bro.
Like, you know what I'm
you know what I'm
saying?
saying? Like
That's
gonna be
the dopest thing
ever.
you know, to me. So I holla at
y'all.
you know,
Love
y'all.
y'all.
You know, stay
Stay
safe, stay dangerous.
dangerous. Keep building. Peace.